Hi, Esteemers. It's Natalie Ellis here with Esteem Counseling and Consulting Services, and we are now in Mother's Day weekend. Okay, tomorrow is Mother's Day, so I wish all the mothers out there a happy Mother's Day. But we also know that this is also a very difficult and confusing time for a lot of people, lots of mixed emotions. And so I just want to give you all some tips on how to navigate what all you're going through during this time. Okay? So Mother's Day can stir up a lot of mixed emotions such as joy and grief, resentment, longing, and peace. Okay, so here are some tips of things that you can do to manage your mental and emotional well-being during this time. First, it's important to feel what you feel without judgment. Okay, feel what you feel without judgment. And as you're doing that, it's important to also put words to your feelings. Again, we could have a lot of mixed emotions and all of that can become very heavy. And so it's okay to identify the specific emotions, right? So if you are happy about something, say, I'm happy about this. If you're sad, it's okay to say, I am sad about this, because it puts it in perspective and it starts to make sense versus all the feelings mixed together and creating this overwhelming emotion, right? So feel what you feel without judgment. Okay, this is your journey. This is your experience, and whatever you're feeling, validate it. It's okay to feel it. Okay, you don't have to force gratitude or force celebration. Whether you're grieving or frustrated, hopeful, or indifferent, give yourself permission to feel whatever it is you're feeling, and definitely put words to it. Okay, honor your journey. Whether you're a biological mom, a stepmom, an adoptive mom, a grieving mom, a new mom, right? A mom who's lost a mom, okay? Wherever you are, notice what it is that you're going through. Feel what you feel, okay? However way you express your love as a mother, it counts and it's important, okay? So honor your journey. Third, set emotional boundaries. Okay, if conversations, gatherings, or social media stuff becomes very triggering, it's okay to take a step back. Okay, to protect yourself, to protect your energy, to protect your well-being. Okay, now taking a step back and setting boundaries isn't the same as avoiding or pretending it doesn't exist. None of that, or dismissing. Right. So we don't dismiss, avoid, or pretend. Right. Or we can't do that long term because it will take a toll. Because whatever we're dismissing or avoiding, it's a pile that's collecting, right? And we're gonna have to face this pile eventually. But it's important to learn to set healthy boundaries, right? So then we can continue to do the work. All right. So if you're having a lot of strained or non-existing relationships during this time, it's important to acknowledge that, because again, Mother's Day is very complex. A lot of my clients have very difficult times with their mother, right? And so the relationships, mother-daughter relationships or mother-son relationships sometimes can be strained. So it's important to acknowledge that, right? And honor the impact of those relationships, right? Because those relationships create a lot of long-term effects, right? And it's important to acknowledge what that is. And again, feel what you feel, honor your journey, and set emotional boundaries as you're trying to navigate those relationships, those strained relationships, okay? Next, grieve your losses, okay? So during this time of Mother's Day, you may be grieving your own mother. You may be grieving a child. You may be grieving in a lot of senses in terms of motherhood, right? And it's okay to honor your grief, right? So although it is a joyous occasion, the sadness is a part of the joy. There's no one emotion without the other. It all exists together, and it's okay to identify and acknowledge each of them, right? And again, you set emotional boundaries, right? You honor your journey and you feel what you feel. If you need to take a step back, you take a step back. But it's important to grieve your losses with compassion. Compassion is a big word, right? Because again, when there's joyous occasions, I often find clients who don't want to ruin the mood, and so they kind of try to be strong, so then they're not feeling anything, so that they could be happy for everybody, and they just show up happy, when in fact they are suffering. And it's okay to say, I'm suffering. It's okay to say, you know what, I'm not feeling the best right now, but I will be okay. I'm going to take a step back, right? So honor whatever it is you're going through. Honor your journey, feel what you feel, set emotional boundaries, allow yourself to grieve with compassion. Okay? Find or create meaningful rituals, right? During times of Mother's Day, a lot of my clients have a lot of their own rituals that they celebrate with their mother, right? And so if there's a loss that you're dealing with, then figuring out how to create other rituals. Some people are maybe creating new rituals with their own children or other people in their life. And so finding your own ritual. Rituals can be healing, right? And rituals allow us to find meaning to things. It allows us to get closure. It allows us to feel closer to whomever we are also grieving. And so find and create meaningful rituals, okay? The next thing is celebrate your chosen family and mother figures. So again, a lot of people are struggling with their own relationships with their parent or with their mother. And so it's important that we do recognize those women that are in our lives that can fulfill those needs and those roles, right? Sometimes love comes from those we choose. Recognize and appreciate the mothering presence in your life, no matter where it comes from. And so recognize that as well. Connect or disconnect as you need, right? Reach out to someone who understands you, right? Make sure you talk about what's going on with you. And again, feel what you feel, honor your journey, set your emotional boundaries, grieve your losses, acknowledge what your own relationships are like with your mother, okay? Or what your own relationships are like in terms of with your children, right? Because there's that too, right? So we may not only have poor relationships with the parent, but I have a lot of clients as well who have poor relationships with their own children. And that can create a very difficult time for us. So it's important that we take time and notice all that and allow ourselves to grieve and honor those experiences, okay? And limit social media presence, right? And so again, we're constantly bombarded in social media, right? Everybody's is celebrating their thing or grieving, right? And some of that can affect you in different ways. And so recognize how it affects you. Again, put words to what you're feeling. And if you need to take a step back from it, definitely do so, okay? And lastly, seek support. You are not alone. There's therapists out there. There's grief counselors. There's support groups. There's friends. There's lots of ways to seek help and receive the kind of support that you need, okay? So again, my name is Natalie Ellis. I am a licensed professional counselor in the state of Georgia. I am here to help individuals heal and reach their highest level of wellness, right? And that's a journey. And when I say that, it's a constant journey, right? There's the saying, when you reach the top of one mountain, you're at the bottom of another. Healing is the same way, right? Growth is in the same way, right? As long as we're living this life, there's more to learn, there's more to heal, there's more to experience, right? And so this is a journey. And so these are the 10 things that I want you guys to take away from this. First, it's to feel what you feel without judgment. Honor your journey. Set emotional boundaries. Acknowledge the complex mother-child relationships, right, that you have, or child-mother relationships. Okay, so not just your relationship with your mom, but also your relationship with your children. So acknowledge if it's complex, acknowledge what that is for you, okay? Grieve losses with compassion. Find or create meaningful rituals, okay? Celebrate your chosen family and mother figures, right? Connect or disconnect as needed. Limit social media presence, okay? And that's a big one, okay? Definitely limit that. That goes back to setting boundaries as well. And then seek support, okay? There's support out there. Definitely seek it. It's okay to not be okay, right? It's okay to need help. It's okay to fall as long as we get back up. And we will get back up, right? And it's okay to acknowledge that we need help to get back up, okay? And so, again, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there, and to everyone that is in space of sadness and grief during this time. You are not alone. If you need help and support, reach out. Okay? And